Let's go Dolphins! The week started with a sense of relief for the Miami Dolphins. We have some important points to cover here with you. But before we go any further, make sure you've hit the like button if you've been a Miami Dolphins fan since the 80s. It's great to see fans of all ages. Now, let's talk about yesterday's win. Yes, my friends, it was a crucial win, and we have a lot to talk about. I'll start by talking about the team's hopes of making it to the playoffs and what to expect from the future. Starting with Tua Tagovailoa, he reached a significant milestone in this game, throwing his 100th career touchdown pass. Achieving this in just 64 games makes him the fourth player in franchise history to reach the milestone, behind legends like Dan Marino, Bob Greasy, and Ryan Tannehill. Tua's stats this season are solid: 19 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and a league-leading 72.9% completion rate. His 101.4 passer rating ranks him 8th in the NFL. Those numbers highlight his efficiency, even after missing 4 games due to injuries. However, concerns remain about the offensive line's performance, forcing him to release the ball quickly, averaging just 2.4 seconds per throw, one of the fastest in the league. While that quick release prevents sacks, it limits deep passing opportunities and reduces the offense's effectiveness. Devin Achane's breakout performance cannot be ignored. He has been instrumental in the Dolphins' success this season, racking up 761 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. Additionally, he's been a dual threat with 579 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns, tying him for 8th among players in his category. His ability to dominate on the ground and contribute through the air has added a new dimension to the Dolphins' offense. But this success also highlights a glaring issue: the inefficiency of the offensive line in the interior. A chart from the game revealed that most of Achane's rushing success came from runs to the outside, emphasizing the struggles of the team's guards. If the Dolphins want to remain competitive, addressing these gaps will be crucial. Tyreek Hill's post-game comments sparked an interesting debate about the team's strategy during practice. Hill admitted that his rest days might be affecting his chemistry with Tua, particularly on critical plays. In a missed connection during the opening drive, Hill pointed to his visor, suggesting he wasn't fully in sync with the quarterback. Hill's honesty about needing more reps with Tua raises questions about the team's practice management under coach Mike McDaniel. Are these rest days a benefit or a detriment? McDaniel's approach, which includes regular rest for key players, might need reconsideration as the team pushes for a playoff spot. The defensive side of the ball also deserves praise and scrutiny. Rookie edge rusher Chop Robinson continues to impress, tying for the rookie lead in sacks with 6. Pairing him with a healthy Jalen Phillips could make for a dangerous duo in the future. Meanwhile, Zach Sealer stands out with 8.5 sacks, tied for 14th in the NFL. Jason Sanders is another bright spot, ranking 4th in made field goals this season with an impressive 89.2% completion rate, including 11 successful kicks from 50-plus yards. These individual performances are promising, but the defense must step up collectively, especially as the team faces colder weather and tougher opponents in the coming weeks. Looking ahead, the Dolphins' playoff hopes remain alive, but the margin for error is razor thin. They must win their final 2 games, including a critical matchup against the Browns in Cleveland. The Browns have struggled offensively, but the Dolphins' ability to perform in cold weather will be tested. If the Broncos and Chargers win their games on Saturday, the Dolphins will be eliminated from playoff contention before they even take the field against Cleveland. Draft implications also loom large. If the Dolphins lose their final 2 games, they could land the 12th pick in the upcoming draft. On the flip side, winning out would push their pick down to 16th. This variability highlights the importance of these final games, not just for postseason aspirations, but also for shaping the team's future through the draft. As the season winds down, questions about leadership and team building remain. General Manager Chris Grier faces criticism despite assembling a strong core. Some argue that his 6-year tenure has been defined by missed opportunities, particularly on the offensive line and in retaining key players. While Grier has made notable contributions, fresh leadership might be needed to take this team to the next level. Now, Dolphins fans, it's time for your thoughts. What do you make of the team's playoff chances? Do you agree with Tyreek Hill's comments about practice habits? And what changes, if any, should be made to the front office after the season? Drop your opinions below. Let's hear what you think about the direction of this team as we head into a critical stretch. Another pivotal storyline from the Miami Dolphins season revolves around the ongoing evolution of of their offense under head coach Mike McDaniel. Known for his innovative schemes and ability to maximize his players' strengths, McDaniel has been a crucial factor in the team's improvement. However, with the playoffs hanging in the balance, the spotlight on his decisions has never been brighter. One of McDaniel's defining traits is his commitment to player health and recovery, as evidenced by his practice management strategy. But with Tyreek Hill's recent comments about missed practice reps potentially affecting his on-field chemistry with Tua Tagovailoa, some fans and analysts are beginning to question whether this approach is always beneficial. Hill is a player who thrives on precision and timing, and any lapse in those areas can significantly impact the offense. While the intention behind rest days is clear, to keep players fresh and reduce injury risk, it's worth exploring whether a balance could be struck that allows for more in-game chemistry to develop without compromising long-term health. The Dolphins' offensive identity has largely been shaped by the explosive capabilities of their receiving core, led by Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Hill, already a household name, continues to deliver big plays. With 1,441 receiving yards and 12 touchdowns this season, he's been a cornerstone of the Dolphins' success. Meanwhile, Waddle has provided an excellent complementary role, racking up 972 yards and 8 touchdowns himself. Together, they form one of the most dynamic duos in the league, but their success has also exposed vulnerabilities in other parts of the offense, especially the running game and offensive line. One of the season's pleasant surprises has been the rise of Devin Achane as a multi-dimensional threat. His ability to break off big runs and contribute in the passing game has added a new layer to the Dolphins' offense. Yet, it's impossible to overlook how much of his success has come from exploiting the edges of opposing defenses. The struggles of the interior offensive line have limited the team's ability to establish a consistent ground game between the tackles. This limitation has forced the Dolphins to rely heavily on outside runs and quick passes, which, while effective at times, can make the offense predictable against top-tier defenses. The question of predictability brings us to another critical aspect: the Dolphins' ability to adapt. In recent games, opponents have started to key in on Tua's quick release and the team's reliance on short yardage plays. Defensive coordinators have adjusted by crowding the line of scrimmage, forcing the Dolphins to attempt longer throws or run plays up the middle, areas where their efficiency has been inconsistent. McDaniel's challenge will be finding ways to counter these adjustments, especially against playoff-caliber teams that excel in defensive scheming. On the defensive side, while there have been standout individual performances, the unit as a whole has yet to demonstrate the consistency required to contend with elite offenses. The absence of star cornerback Jalen Ramsey for most of the season has left a noticeable void in the secondary. While Xavier Howard continues to anchor the backfield, the Dolphins have struggled to contain explosive plays from opponents, particularly on third downs. The pass rush, led by rookies Chop Robinson and veteran Zach Sealer, has been a bright spot, but it hasn't been enough to mask the team's issues in coverage. Special teams have also played a significant role in the Dolphins' roller coaster season. Jason Sanders has been reliable, but the team's punt coverage has left much to be desired. A few costly errors on special teams have put the Dolphins in difficult positions during key moments of the season, and these are the types of mistakes that can make or break playoff hopes. So, Dolphins Nation, the stage is set for a dramatic conclusion to the season. Will the team rise to the occasion and secure a playoff berth, or will they fall short and face a long offseason of what-ifs? More importantly, what do you think needs to change, whether in the roster, coaching, or strategy, to take this team to the next level? Share your thoughts below, and let's keep this conversation going.